Let's take it back to 2009. Sonic games on the Wii have been pretty good, but we haven't gotten a truly fanatical Sonic Wii game since Sonic and the Secret Rings. But all of that was about to change with the release of one game, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. I mean, Sonic and the Black Knight. Yeah, Sonic and the Black Knight. Hello everyone, I'm Detective Morrill, the internet's greatest detective, and welcome back to my review on Sonic and the Black Knight. Last time I made a pretty simple video talking about Misty Lake, since it was me testing the waters with the series, brainstorming how I would handle the review in the future. So, after more than a year, let's get back into the review. One thing I beat myself up for was not talking about any other features and things in the first episode. So before we move on to the main review, allow me to quickly chat about some stuff introduced in this game. So, the most obvious new feature is the swordplay, as this is the only Sonic game in which Sonic uses a weapon throughout the entirety of the game. Some instances allowed you to simply use the motion controls to attack with your sword, but you already know how I feel about the Wiimotes. In boss fights, more advanced techniques were required. Within the stages of the games were the townspeople, who you had the choice of helping or hurting to change the status of your Knight's Honor bonus. In exchange for helping some of these townspeople, you gained the option of purchasing new items from them, like new gauntlets, tomes, and different swords. Plus, you could collect townspeople or followers by finishing missions. This helped increase your title, unlocking more skills, better items, and gaining more support from the townspeople. This game changes up traditional items into fairies. Yellow fairies replaced our usual rings, blue fairies for springs and speed boosts, and red fairies that fill the soul gauge. The soul gauge can also be filled by releasing the life from your enemies, and is used to unleash an attack by the name of Soul Surge. It's this sick red slash that you can kind of think of as the game's replacement of the homing attack. But I personally think that is way cooler here. There isn't too much I want to talk about, so we'll be moving back onto the review. This urban area hosts a large and thriving town of the long-eared Arthurian people, and their blacksmith, living in and around its massive fortifications. Once a peaceful city with rich green vegetation and pure water, it was corrupted by the forces of the underworld, following King Arthur's bewitchment of the scabbard of Excalibur. During the king's tyrannical rule, knights of the underworld and crows would haunt the streets and occasionally destroy Camelot Castle and terrify the townspeople. After the battle with King Arthur, Sonic and Caliburn venture to Camelot Castle to find a blacksmith to sharpen Caliburn. Merlina doesn't tag along, stating that as the royal wizard, she will attract unwanted attention. When Sonic and Caliburn make it to the castle, it is under attack by the Knights of the Underworld, phantoms that work under King Arthur. After brutally slaughtering these foes, Sonic finally makes it to the blacksmith, who looks weirdly familiar. It's Tales of this world, if you haven't noticed. After conversing for a bit, the blacksmith agrees to sharpen the blade, asking of the sword's name. After figuring out that his name's Caliburn, the blacksmith is taken aback, wondering where he has heard that name before. Afterwards, Sonic and Caliburn continue their quest to consult the Lady of the Lake Nimue in Deep Woods, where we are headed right now. Storm clouds gather in the sky as the pastoral farmlands outside Camelot Castle give way to a sprawling woodland of old-growth trees and spiked vines. The forest is uninhabited, though with the Arthurian folk residing in several walled villages within the confines of the forest, and they plant an inordinate quantity of bear traps between the trees. Marshes, ponds, and gorges make the deep woods a varied environment for any adventurer. Now with Caliburn sharpened, the duo continue forth their quest to find Nimue in order to learn how to counteract King Arthur's scabbard, stopping his immortality. As they are making their way through the forest, Sonic encounters Sir Lancelot, the strongest of the Knights of the Round Table. Of course, Sonic is surprised to see Shadow, but knowing the fact that nobody here is the same, he brushes it off. Lancelot challenges Knave the Hedgehog to a duel, and they commence. I really like this boss fight, although the motion controls are... It was pretty freaking fun. But back on topic, Sonic wins the duel, although Caliburn claims it was luck that allowed Sonic to capture the victory. Afterwards, the pair finally arrive to Nimwe's enchanted lake, to find out that she is Amy Rose of this world, like I mentioned in the first episode. Welcome to Sonic Trivia! For today's episode, let's talk about Sonic's reaction to figuring out that Nimue is Amy Rose. When Sonic meets Nimue, he attempts to run away since Nimue resembles Amy, similar to how Sonic runs away from Amy whenever he sees her. Nimue communicates to Sonic that she kind of feels at fault for how the kingdom ended up, since she was the one who gave Arthur the scabbard in the first place. And since anyone who gets their hands on the scabbard might end up the same way, she agrees to tell Sonic how to negate the scabbard's power if he can prove himself as a worthy and just knight by completing 3 of her tasks. First, freeing the innocents from King Arthur's dungeon. Second, offering compassion to those in need. And third, defeating King Arthur's knights of the underworld. And she states that he must complete all of these tasks within 3 days. So the pair head back to Camelot Castle to free the people locked in King Arthur's jails. Overall, this section was pretty nice. It did feel a bit tedious for us to go to Camelot Castle at the beginning, just to head back there after a boss fight, but where else could they station the blacksmith? I'm glad there wasn't too much of a crazy gameplay shift for the fight with Lancelot. It's not crazy complicated, and just like with the King Arthur fight, it's pretty fun. Kinda wish it would have lasted longer, or Sonic ended up losing and was spared. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm happy with the outcome of that fight anyways. Overall, I give Camelot Castle in Deep Woods a 9 out of 10. Very solid, and is a good follow-up section to Misty Lake. Clearly making solid ground for an amazing game here. So yeah, I'll try to tweak my review as it goes on, but hopefully the next episode of this series doesn't come out a year later. Maybe Spectator's View will come back next week, but I have no idea. But anyways, I'd thank you for watching this far into the video. If you'd like to see anything else, feel free to leave a comment. And as always, it has been elementary, my dear Watson.